Welcome to Brunch and Bullshhh, y'all.
So I'm your girl Christina Diamond.
I'm said by Ciara.
And this is our final episode. Oh my gosh.
I'm ready to
today we are at Twisted Soul. And this one is a little bit different. It's a little bit more special because
I work here, y'all.
She
I love
works
this
here.
place. I love it. So you know we're gonna have some good food coming our way today.
I hope so.
Okay, yes. You been here
you
before?
know, I have been here before.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
because you work here, you know, we're gonna hold this to a higher standard.
No, don't try to listen, because we didn't experience some things. So give us a little I'm not even worried about it though. We be ready
during the brunch hours.
I love this place. Like, it's the concept. My chef used to be a flight attendant, and so each dish is gonna have like little cultural notations with the presentation. Yeah, it's not even just places that she's been, but it's really so just about every culture having like a comfort food. So she just kind of takes different ideas or different things, the signature. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what
from
they're
different
known for.
cultures.
That's lit.
Yes,
That's
and she puts it into good old American cuisine.
This
She
is
be razzling dazzling.
This is about to be mine. I'm excited.
I'm
excited.
We're gonna get into this bottle because you know this is
tradition.
Tradition, always.
The brunch hour entails.
I'm ready to pop in. Absolutely. We're doing pineapple. We're gonna go back to where we started.
Yes.
We're going back to our roots.
We could have brought up both of them. We could have did a cranberry mix.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point. We're here.
Cute.
It was. I like it. Here we go, y'all. A little bit more. Yeah. To us, friend. We did that.
We did a full season. I'm so excited, y'all. And if y'all only knew how much more ideas we have as far as places to go eat, we're gonna bring y'all some good stuff.
I'm excited. I feel
I
like
am too.
I do feel like you've grown since we
I
started
too.
this a little bit. I like get some takeaways here.
Honestly, I feel like when I go to brunch, I know what to look for in places. Like what taste I have for that day, or actually like pre-checking the menu beforehand, that type of stuff.
I think I'm taking away the punctuality because let me tell you, you got to be on time for brunch. You only got a short window before it turns into just full-fledged lunch.
And
so
get it
in the vibe. It takes a while for a woman.
It's time.
So yes, like I'm definitely the punctuality for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think in my mind now, I'm like, all right, so brunch is at this time. Getting ready should at least take an hour and a half, or it's going to take an hour and a half. We might as well just push.
I'm a slow pose, so I'm gonna go ahead and say 2.5. Don't judge me. Don't judge your mom. Don't judge me. Yeah, okay. I know my struggles.
And yes, you gotta get fine to come and have a good time with your girls.
I'm excited though. I feel like we saved the best topic for last. This one is kind of, it's a little on edge, a little bit. And I think this is something that everybody gonna relate to on there. And are you the problem?
Boom.
We gonna get rid. Are you the problem?
It's like, problem you.
I mean, and if we had to put it in like a way for you to swallow it, you know, we talking about accountability. But honestly, like you just gotta ask yourself that hard question, like, is it me? I ain't gonna lie, it be me.
Sometimes.
It be me.
I'm gonna hit you with sometimes, because I'm politically correct. Sometimes. For the most part, no. I think for the most part, as a collective, a couple can become toxic. But I'm not gonna say
they only become toxic because individually you guys have became toxic amongst yourselves.
Well, I'm growing every day.
God is working on me. Let me tell you, that is true. But at the same time, okay, so you are spiritual. You understand that everybody is a reflection. So if you're in a toxic situation,
then maybe
somewhere along the line,
you're toxic.
You toxic. What do you consider like to be toxic? And yourself, okay?
And myself. Oh, we starting with yourself.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty perfect on this one.
See what I mean? I said this topic will be hard for some of y'all.
It is because, okay, I do know I'm a flawed individual. However, I think my flaws are a reflection of what I get in a sense. Because I can go into a situation or go into a relationship and be like, okay, I'm open to be, I'm open to communicate more. I'm open to communicate better. But if you hit me with a wall, it don't take me no time for that wall to go back up.
So you one of those people?
Yes.
Okay, that's where you.
You gotta meet, because I'm also one of those people where I'm like, okay, I'm not. You know how people be like, oh, I don't start off trusting. You gotta earn my trust.
Yeah.
I start off trusting.
I don't feel like I start.
How I go from there is up to you. If you do some fugazi shit,
I'm not gonna say I go in it blindly, but I definitely don't go in like
trusting.
I don't go in fully trusting, but I don't go in without not like, you know what I'm saying?
I go in
expecting so I go in
that
just
you're gonna
open.
put your
I feel like
best
you
foot
just
forward.
see. I could have sworn somebody said expectations set you up for disappointment.
Right, and
So
my
you can't
only
expect
expectation is that you're gonna put your
But
best foot
just because you
forward.
only got one expectation don't mean that it's okay to pick and choose whatever is gonna apply to you. You can't have no expectations.
I don't really
It don't work
consider
like
that an expectation.
You're making me mad.
I don't
You're
really
going back
consider
on your
that.
word.
No,
Spill 'em out.
I don't consider that an expectation, because if I go in guarded, that means I'm expecting you to feel me.
I feel like we on some Scorpio shit right now, y'all.
No,
I don't know if
some
there's
real
Scorpios
okay.
out there like this, but let me tell you.
On some real shit. Okay, so if you go in and you're not saying I'm not going in blindly.
I hope
guarded.
you hope for the best. Of course, you hope for the best. But I'm not saying I go in for. That's what I'm saying. I don't go in too high and I don't go in too low. I go in just right where like.
Y'all at.
Yeah, I expect for you to
After y'all
eventually
didn't
show
necessarily date
me.
or talk, y'all just.
Now you're getting into
I'll
something.
just say all of this matters.
Then that's why you toxic right there.
I mean,
Right there. Let me tell you now.
I think differently, honestly, when it comes to situations, because like I said, I don't, you know, like how people are like, oh, well, I had to see if you was serious for me to get serious with you.
Yes.
No, I'm going in with the thought process of, we're taking this serious because we talked, we dated, we courted, like.
So then what would make you toxic? What do you feel like circumstances or situations?
I am shutdown queen.
Really?
If your communication is horrible and not horrible by my standards.
So you should. So we're gonna take that flip. So your toxicity would be that you shut down and you don't say nothing either way.
I'm not saying nothing. When my shutdown is
See,
down.
I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah, but how did I get there? Because also you're a fire sign. I don't do well with yelling. I don't do well with, like, those are my
But
triggers.
see, for me, I'd rather yell until we finally get somewhere than for
We ain't
you
gonna
to
get
just be
nowhere.
quiet at all, because then
No.
I definitely know we ain't getting nowhere that way. I don't even
ain't get
know what
nowhere
you're
if you
saying 'cause you're not
yelling.
saying nothing.
Yeah, but if you yelling, I don't hear that. I'm not your child. Don't talk at me. Talk to me. I'm your partner. We're walking next to each other. Why are you?
But then don't give me the
elevating?
silent treatment like a child.
But I'm gonna start off there.
No.
If you start yelling, like if you get
But
aggressive.
some people like think that like aggression and passion, I feel like gets misconstrued in relationships
Definitely
too. Because
so.
some people who are very passionate, or maybe you've hit a trigger with them, you know what I'm saying, and yourself. And it's not that I'm trying to yell at you, but I'm truly trying to get you to understand what I'm saying. And clearly,
You gotta
you're
figure out
not.
another way.
So, yes, but then what?
Write it down,
I think
text
also
it to
you shouldn't
me.
take things so personal. Like we take stuff so personal.
We're
nowadays.
dating. Personally, you are my business.
Yes, but at the same time, you have to be open to the fact that everybody
Does
is
not communicate the same way.
There you go. And so if you
So
know that,
before
what's the
even
purpose of
getting in a
only
relationship?
hitting yourself and saying that
Before-
you gotta communicate my way? If I know I speak French and you speak Spanish,
No, then that's
we need
where
to speak Spanish.
we need a compromise. We need a compromise ultimately. So what I'm saying
We
is,
need some French.
where I get to my shutdown level is that means you've been yelling and I've said, hey, that doesn't get through to me. Hey, I don't like that. Hey, that's a trigger for me, and you're not hearing me. So instead of saying, I know I'm gonna yell, so babe, let's do this.
Spicy.
I swear, because
Yeah.
these are things that I've actually like enforced into some of my relationships. Like, okay, well, babe, let's sit back to back and hold like arms locked.
Yeah.
Because some people talk with their hands. Don't do
I'm
that.
I'm one of those people.
I know.
You know what I mean? I am. I'm a hand talker. I'm talking with my
Those are
hands down.
triggers for me. Because in my mind, we about to fight.
But in me, I feel like what makes me toxic is that sometimes, and it's gonna sound real weird, so follow me. I think sometimes I fall in love with my flaws subconsciously, right? And so I use them kind of to my advantage, like they're comfortable for me, like I know, you know what I'm saying? But when I hear people, some people don't really like want to get that wrong, be like, oh, you know, you in love with your own misery a little bit in a sense, or where you're at. So for me, when I hear people that say stuff like, oh, well, I'm this way, or I can only do this, or this bothers me all the time. But if you know another way, or you know that everything is not meant to
that
trigger
way.
you, then why still let it trigger you to the point
Because
where if
I
you know
told
I'm
you
not me
these
talking with my hands.
things.
Yes, but nobody is obligated to do things
listen at the
because of
tone
your
that you're at.
comfortability.
No. I'm about to make a complete. Watch me bring it full circle, y'all. Watch it. So boom, right? You were just talking with your hands, right?
Right.
At this tone. So you can do this.
So tone matters.
Tone matters.
Yes, tone matters.
Body language matters. So if I'm telling you, like, hey, as somebody that I love, and you say that you love me, I'm telling you, after you get to a certain level and you're doing this, because
then it
when you're
reminds
talking like
me
this,
of
it's calming. This is calming. When you're doing this and this, no, you're fighting me.
So just
Why
like
are we
it's the other
fighting?
person's, maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? It may be the other person's consideration, I guess, their level of consideration to know that about you. But I also feel like if you also know that maybe that is something that they're working on or balancing, what can you do for yourself in that moment that stops you from feeling like this person is trying to attack
Not provoke
you? Because to me, I feel like
I'm about to tell you that. For me, for how I feel like I'm helping you is by not provoking you. How that translates over to me is I'm not gonna say nothing because we all know how smart my mouth is. We all know that.
And that we do.
That, like, once you get to that back and forth, we doing back and forth?
I'm ready for another drink.
Get out my crackhead. Like, I'm quick. Like, we're ready. Like, that's where I'm at. So for me, I'm like, okay, since you're already heightened, let me not add my piece to this because it's not going to just be a heightened moment. It's going to be, we're bubbling over.
You know what?
I'm ready to hit you in the mouth. It's going to get there. So because I know my partners, I like fire signs. I like fiery personalities. I would rather just, hey, let's take a moment. And I can go as far as saying, like, hey, let's take a moment.
Okay.
And come back to this.
You are good for that. Even in your friendship, you're good for that. I can say that.
Because for me, I know.
You got a smart ass mom.
I know.
Let me tell you, we had to just start getting back in the shallow because we was about to swim.
Yeah.
And I'm hungry. I got nothing on my stomach. We ain't talked about.
But do y'all agree? Like on some real shit, do y'all agree? Because
for
one thing, knowing whether or not you're toxic is knowing whether or not you know your limitations.
Yes.
And you are not the best with boundaries.
Not even knowing your limitations. I don't feel like it's about knowing your limitations. What I do feel like that it is about is knowing maybe just your own things that you're able to manipulate. You know your limitations, but you also know how to manipulate them. So I feel like toxicity includes manipulation. Just like I'm about to manipulate us back to ordering these appetizers.
So are you agreeing that you're manipulative? We gonna be back. Y'all.
I'm excited. I've been dancing. I feel like I danced in all the good places. Okay, so we got some Frito prawns over there. ATL lemon chipotle.
You like flat, sir?
I'm a flat girl. I'm a flat girl. And some honey jack fire. I'm not really a honey jack fire person though.
Okay.
Gonna reverse me back. And ATL lemon chipotle me. Okay. We gotta get into this dip right here though because this creamy collard dip, I told y'all it's a play on your American favorite. So that's a play on spinach artichoke. Okay, but it's with creamy collards. And then they used to have this black eyed peas salsa on the menu that I was in love with. But when she pureed it all together, the salsa itself, she found that it was like a hummus texture. So it's black eyed pea hummus. Boom. Hello. Don't play with it.
I don't know if hummus goes on this, but
hummus goes. Well, you can eat the hummus with the pea. Don't play with them wings, bro.
Wait a minute.
Tell them what the girls is giving.
It's what it do in your mouth.
Tell them what it's giving.
It's so many different flavors that like
we say the best for last.
We did
The best for last.
Okay. Jesus. Now, I gotta try this collard. I gotta try it.
Eat that there. Who do it? What do you say? What do you say? Talk to him. Talk to him. Okay. Okay. I don't know where I want to go next. I'm like double digit.
Wow.
In and out. In and out.
Wow.
So as y'all see, we need a little bit of time. Okay.
Wait.
Do it again.
I gotta go again.
Give me one more time.
I gotta. It's the the hump.
I knew that was gonna hit for you. I knew you was gonna like that one.
Y'all know I'm halfway vegan.
Right, probably. Get on up off my dip.
Cause I'm a wing girl.
My dip and chip.
You said which flavor is this one?
That's the honey jack fire. That's a little bit sweeter. Because it has the honey and then the honey jack fire, the actual liquor.
I don't know what it is, but all of it sounds good. But
It's the liquor.
The wing, like y'all.
You're gonna taste the honey jack, the Jack Daniel's fire.
Don't look at it. It's just like perfectly placed.
It's a little too sweet for me, but a lot of people love that flavor. Taste what? Taste what, baby?
I gotta love me some ranch. And the blue cheese.
That blue cheese right there, but that blue cheese hit him. Now, which one? You ain't even got into the ATL lemon Chipotle yet.
I gotta finish this one.
Gotta finish that.
I gotta finish it. So right here. I'm gonna try the dip. It looks so good. Like, this is a beautiful wing. We're gonna try the dip.
It's the hummus for me. It's the, which one? The ATL, you got the ATL lemon Chipotle.
I want wings to go.